So in this class I will deal with CB and CC amplifiers. Yesterday I've discussed about low frequency response of common emitter amplifier. In this class I will deal with common base amplifier and common collector amplifier. Yesterday few students have asked me some good doubts. In that one doubt I want to explain more about it. One doubt is about why do we use coupling capacitors. Coupling capacitors, one student asked about it. uh, One more important point is there about coupling capacitors. What is that is, what are coupling capacitors? One you will be using at the input side, the other one you will be using at the output side. Why do you use these two capacitors, coupling capacitors? This is CS, this is CC. See, remember, if for example due to some reason the input signal is lost, that is there is no input signal, okay, then there is a problem that there is a danger that whatever the DC biasing voltage that you are giving here, that may result in a current flow to the input side, which is not at all desirable. Current should not flow towards the input side. Okay, in case if there is no voltage here, current should not flow into the into the input side, which is not at all desirable. Okay, because this, you want this signal to amplify, you want this signal to be amplified at the output end, and you should not affect the input side circuit. Whatever this signal, whatever the voltage source that you are giving, you are considering as input here, you should not affect this source by using this DC voltage. Okay, you only will amplify this AC input voltage, and you will get the output voltage a better magnitude by using this DC biasing technique. But it should not, the current should not flow from here to here, from this to this. It should not flow like this, like that. And in which case it will flow when the potential is lower than this potential. Nothing but current always flows from higher potential to lower potential, no? So if this potential is lower than this potential, only then the current will flow through like this. But this is not at all desirable. In order to avoid that, one thing you can do is you can put a capacitor here. What does the capacitor do? Capacitor is nothing but, what is the capacitor equation? Generally we will write current voltage relationship in a capacitor is given by I is equal to C dV by dt, right? So if there is a constant voltage, because this is DC voltage, nothing but it is a constant voltage, and this is a, when that kind of voltage is only applied in the circuit, because you are considering this voltage as zero now, or very small voltage which is almost negligible, because this voltage is smaller than this value. Okay, so in this case what happens is, the change due to the voltage is very, it is the voltage is constant, so this value will become 0. That means I is equal to 0, because this value is constant, V is constant, because only DC is applied in this circuit now, because of the absence of input source. Okay, so that means dV by dt will become 0 value, because V is constant now. So that means I becomes 0. That means the current flowing in the capacitor will become 0. That indirectly indicates that this capacitor will not allow the current to flow into this network. This becomes open circuit. Okay, this coupling capacitor will act like an open circuit on the absence of AC voltage source, and it will try to isolate the AC input side from the DC biasing voltage, so that the current that is flowing from the DC biasing voltage source will not affect the input voltage source. Okay, when the voltage source on the input side is not there, that is it is absent, during that condition there is a chance of current flow from VCC to here, if there is no capacitor. But if there is a capacitor, this capacitor will try to block that current flow. So that is the reason we will be using this coupling capacitor. One of the main reasons of using the coupling capacitor. It also provides impedance, that I have told you in the doubts in the previous class. I told it is useful to provide impedance, but the other use is mainly to block the current flow to the input side. That is also one more important reason. Okay, similarly on the output side also, if for example for some reason here some short circuit has taken place on the output side, then what happens is there is a chance of current flow in this direction from the DC voltage source, which is, this must only provide biasing for the circuit. Okay, the main purpose of VCC is to provide biasing for the circuit, nothing but DC biasing only it has to provide. It should not uh, provide currents to the output side or the input side. It should only be used to bias the transistor, that is it must be used in this circuit only. Okay, this is nothing but the input side, this is nothing but the output side. In the input side and output side, it should not provide any current flow. Okay, so if there is a short circuit, there is a danger that this VCC will provide a current flow to the output side. For example, if there is a person who is touching a wire at the output side, he might receive some shock due to, if this voltage is very high, then he might receive a shock. If it is small voltage, still a small amount of current will flow to the person, which is not at all desirable. Okay, so remember, this current flow is not desirable from here to here also. As I have told you, from here to input side it is not desirable, and here to output side is also not desirable. In order to block that also, you have to use another coupling capacitor, which is CC. This CC is the coupling capacitor on the output side, as C is given because it is on the collector end. Okay, here S is given because it is on the source end. Okay, like that you have to remember. Here also same purpose. Uh, if this becomes short circuit, then only DC voltage will be applied here. So dV by dt will become 0, which means that the current will become 0. That means this capacitor will essentially become an open circuit. So there won't be any current flow to the output side because of this capacitor. So this will isolate the output from the DC biasing voltage. So that is one of the important features of coupling capacitors. Okay, important thing that you have to know about coupling capacitor. And bypass capacitor, it is used to only divert the current flow. If there is a large amount of current flow, some amount of charge will be stored in the bypass capacitor, so that only small amount of current will flow through the RE resistance. Okay, bypass is to avoid large amount of current flow on the emitter side. Okay, so that is why bypass, nothing but it will try to send some of the current into the into the capacitor end. The capacitor will try to absorb some amount of current. Okay, so these are the main uses of different types of capacitors used. And next we have also discussed about different ranges of frequencies. One is mid pass, mid band you can call, or pass band in this case, but it is called as mid range. Okay, in mid range generally you will be getting maximum amount of gain, and once you go to the other side of the mid gain, that is on the lower side of the mid gain, that is below FL. FL is what? Cutoff frequency, lowest cutoff frequency. Below lower cutoff frequency if you go, then what happens is there is a chance that the gain will decrease, and it will decrease dramatically. Here also the gain will decrease beyond the mid range, that is nothing but beyond cutoff frequency, higher cutoff frequency, then also gain will fall. Okay, which is not at all desirable for amplification process. You should have very good amplification, you should have very good gain for amplification process, and that is only possible in mid range, it is from FL to FH. Only this you have to use for amplification operation. This is what I have told you yesterday. Next, what is roll off? Also I have told you, roll off is a condition, nothing but it shows the amount of attenuation, that is the drop of gain or loss of gain with respect to frequency after FL or below FL. Okay, below FL and greater than FH, below cutoff frequency, below lower cutoff frequency, and higher than higher cutoff frequency. Okay, so here he has only taken FL value. Below FL value, how it has fallen, he has determined here. It is nothing but, at this point he determined the slope, it is nothing but 6 decibels per octave. How much it is falling? For 1 octave it is falling 6 decibels. At this point it was different, but here it was 6 decibels, and if you take the slope here, it is minus 12 decibels. So it is, the gain is dropping dramatically here. Decibels are nothing but the amount of gain, it shows the amount of gain. Okay, if the decibels are lower, it means the gain is very very high. Minus 3 indicates that is a cutoff value. Okay, below that it is good, but above that, minus 6, minus 9, minus 12, it is not desirable to operate in that range. Okay, next one, when you are discussing the other amplifiers, these are rarely used amplifiers. Common emitter amplifier is the most widely used one that I have discussed in the previous class, and now we will be dealing with two different amplifiers. Those are common base amplifier, and the other one is common collector amplifier. In common base amplifier, this is nothing but common base amplifier. As you can see here, why this is common base means, base is the common side for both, and input is provided at input voltage source, nothing but this one is provided at this end, nothing but emitter side. And here in this case, this is plus minus. Sometimes you can even take AC voltage source also. Here he has taken positive and negative like that, but actually he has to indicate like this, plus minus, like this. Okay, so here the AC voltage source is connected. It's not DC. Plus minus doesn't indicate a DC value here. You have to actually draw a sine wave here. Okay, so here this is sine wave. From sine wave, it is connected to source resistance. Nothing but it is similar to that of common emitter amplifier diagram. Okay, so this is the input side. Here this is nothing but the output side. On the input side, this is the coupling capacitor, this is the output side coupling capacitor. Output is what? Collector side. Input is what? Emitter side. And common for both sides is nothing but the base side. Okay, so this is called as common base amplifier. See, in some textbooks like this, they will draw arrows. It doesn't mean it is moving to infinity. Okay, it means that it is moving towards VCC. Okay, it will go and connect to VCC, nothing but, in some textbooks you will see diagram like this, plus VCC, both connected and plus VCC. In some textbooks they will show you like this, both are one and the same. Okay, if they connect these two terminals and they connect to plus VCC, that is also same and this is also same. Okay, so this is similar to uh, the diagram that I will show here. Here, this one, this is similar to this one. Okay, here also if you draw two arrows, then also, and here if you indicate VCC, that is also same. Okay, so don't get confused, don't think that this is something different. Okay, this is one and the same. So here the DC biasing voltage is given across two resistors R1 and RC, and it is connected to collector side. Collector side is the output, and here you have a coupling capacitor. And here you don't need a bypass capacitor because most of the current is drawn by the emitter. Okay, and emitter side you already provided a capacitor which is of coupling capacitor CC1. Okay, which can bypass some amount of current. Instead of using bypass capacitor, because you might get a doubt, you have to use bypass capacitor across this particular region, emitter region. You don't need to use bypass capacitor here. Okay, here you have to use across the base region. You might get one bypass capacitor which is CB. Okay, and you will be having two coupling capacitors. Okay, because you are using CC1, it means that it will provide open circuit to DC signals. Okay, and here also it will provide open circuit to DC signals when there are no input and output, when input or output sources, when input source becomes short circuit and output load becomes short circuit, there is a danger that VCC will provide supply to the output side. If this becomes short circuit, then there will be a current flow from VCC to here. In order to avoid that current flow, you are providing a coupling capacitor CC2. Similarly, CC1 also is provided in case if the input source is short circuited, then there is a chance that there will be a current flow from VCC to input side, and that can be avoided by using coupling capacitor CC1. And this is the bypass capacitor which is used to draw the extra amount of current, which if there is large amount of current through the base region, this will provide a path for that to store the extra charge. Next one, there is one more amplifier which is common collector amplifier. In this common collector amplifier, this is common collector, this is CB, this is CB, common base amplifier, okay, and this one is CC amplifier. So with this BJT amplifiers, single stage amplifiers, this one is the last one, okay. Frequency response will be over. In this CC configuration, why this is considered as CC configuration is collector is a common terminal for input and output sides, and as you can see, base side you will be having, base side is connected to the input voltage source. Generally this will be AC sine wave, okay, and in some textbooks with this AC sine wave they will represent a resistance also, that is nothing but source resistance, like this they will represent in some textbooks. Both are one and the same, okay. In input volt, whenever they say like this Vs Rs, they can represent like this, or they can simply represent V input voltage. So here also C1 and C2 are nothing but coupling capacitors. Here C1 and C2 are coupling capacitors. They are again used for the same purpose, okay, to block the uh, currents whenever the input side is short circuited or output side is short circuited. These coupling capacitor will come into play. They will try to block the current flow from VCC, okay. And remember, there is no need for bypass capacitor here, because DC biasing itself uh, is provided from the collector end, and the collector end doesn't need any extra capacitor here, bypass capacitor here, because collector region itself is having large amount of width. I told you among the three regions, base, emitter and collector region will have more amount of width. That means it has the ability to collect more amount of current. So you don't need any bypass capacitor in this case. So you might get a doubt, why in this circuit there is no bypass capacitor. You should have bypass capacitor for collector, no? Why it is not there? Why it is not there? Because collector itself is having large amount of width, okay. So it has the ability to collect more amount of electrons also. So in case if there is a large amount of current flow also, the collector can collect that, okay. That is why it is named as collector, okay. Among these three regions, this has the ability to collect more number of electrons, okay. That is, more amount of current can flow through that. So here you don't need to provide any bypass capacitor, only two coupling capacitors are enough to provide the amplification process, okay. So here input side voltage source along with source resistance must be there, and here you will be collecting amplified signal. Whatever the signal that you are taking as input here, AC wave, that will be amplified here, okay. These are the three different types of amplifiers. Yesterday I have discussed common emitter, and here today I have discussed CB and CC amplifiers, okay. Among these three, the first one provides, common emitter amplifier provides both voltage and current gains, and CB amplifier provides only voltage gain, and this one CC amplifier provides only current gain. CC amplifier provides only current gain. So these two amplifiers, whatever CB and CC I have discussed today, these two amplifiers are rarely used. because they cannot provide both gains simultaneously. They are rarely used, and common emitter amplifier is most widely used one among the three. And power wise also, among the three circuits, that is common emitter circuit, base circuit and collector circuit, among the three, common collector will give more amount of power gain as usual, because voltage gain into current gain, if you multiply both, what you will get? Power gain. So power gain will be highest at CE amplifier. And when you consider the power gains at CB and CC amplifier, both will have smaller amount of power gains when compared to that of C. And due to that reason, you can see this gain, overall power gain will be smaller values when compared to that of C. This graph will be of a smaller range. If you consider CE amplifier, it will be generally like this, okay, but CC and CB amplifiers, it will be smaller range. The gain, overall power gain will be smaller value. So half the power gain value is also smaller value for this. So generally, if you go for lower power gains, you have to go for CB and CC amplifiers.